Hi everybody, I'm Terry Stiles. This week, back to school with masks, a pair of Eagles in Oxford, and the Girl Scouts help out the path. These stories and more coming up on Oxford News This Week. Oxford students return to school this week for hopefully a full year of in-person learning. However, a mandate by Oakland County Center for the Disease has mandated all students grade K through 12 in Oakland County must return to school with masks. Initially, immediately after the edict, the school administration sent out a statement to parents that because the school was unprepared for the mask mandate, they would not expect students to wear one until the following week after the start date. In a statement, officials also stated that they would be scheduling a school board special meeting. However, the next day the meeting was canceled upon attorney's advice. The district does provide a mask exclusion form on their website in case students cannot wear them. The website is oxfordschools.org. Pauline?
Thank you, Terry. There are no coronavirus-related restrictions planned for sporting events this year, according to the school's new athletic director, Tony DeMare. After a shortened and delayed season last year, players and fans can look forward to a regular fall schedule. Since June, there are no Michigan Health Department requirements on testing, gathering, or face masks for any activity, both indoors and out. According to the school's families and staff members will be making personal choices of wearing a mask to school or events.
After waiting over a year and aging out of Boy Scout Troop 366, David Moore and Peter Van Buren received their Eagle Scout Courts of Honor last week. The honor was delayed due to some technical issues and the pandemic, so this ceremony marks the formal end of the Boy Scouting career. Meeting in preschool, Buren and Moore began their scouting career in elementary school as Cub Scouts. Citing friendship as one of the reasons the duo stayed with the troop, earning their rank of Eagle Scout, the boys shifted their focus to completing what needed to be done to earn the honor. One part of achieving the rank is to complete a service project. Buren chose to build and install 5 owl houses along the Pollyant Trail. Moore built garden beds and installed a bench for Daniel Axford Elementary. Both projects were done early in 2020. Both are now in college as sophomores. Buren is studying business at Western Michigan University, and Moore is studying to be a chemical engineer at Michigan Tech. Congratulations, guys. Pauline?
Yes, there are quite a few Girl Scouts getting set to earn their highest honor. Jenna Dewan, Layla Carlton, and Isabella Hurst, all of Troop 7945, spent an afternoon last week installing green boxes along a portion of the Pollyant Trail. The boxes are part of the TRIO service project to earn the Silver Award, the second highest award a Girl Scout can obtain. In pursuing the award, the girls needed to complete a Take Action project within their community. Their action is to help and beautify and keep the Pollyant Trail clean with the 11 flower boxes and 14 maple tree saplings they planted along the trail. The trio said it took 40 hours to build the bows and plant the trees and flowers. The project cost around $350, which was donated from the parents of the troop. Great job, girls.
Last week, Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard, honored 9 Oakland County residents with the Citizens Award, including 6 from Oxford, Addison Township, and Orion Townships. The awards honored actions performed in 2019 and 2020. Nick Alonji of Oxford identified an elderly man who was being scammed and stopped him from burning $3,000 in gift cards. While working at a restaurant, Robert Flores of Addison Township saved a man's life by performing CPR on him, and in a severe storm, Addison Township resident Marvin Levy helped deputies and firefighters quickly locate a man in the woods with a broken ankle. Congratulations to all of our local heroes. Pauline?
Thanks to the efforts of Oxford High School senior Evelyn Barnett, more than 100 students received backpacks stuffed with school supplies in a drive by Oxford Orion Fish. Barnett began asking her dad's co-workers for donations. This resulted in the 100 backpacks, beating her previous record of 60. Before COVID, Evelyn would raise money for the backpacks with a lemonade stand. Through her church and local businesses, each stuffed backpacks cost around $75. Since 2013, Evelyn has donated hundreds of backpacks through the Fish's annual drive, including her donation. Fish gave out 350 backpacks to families in need for kids from pre-K to high school.
Well, that's it for Oxford News this week. If you'd like to learn more about these stories and others, pick up a copy of the Oxford Leader newspaper, or you can watch us on Charter Channel 191 or AT&T Channel 99, or our Facebook and YouTube pages at Oxford Community Television. I'm Terry Stiles.
And I'm Pauline Bennett. Thanks for watching OCTV, where we bring your news closer to home.
And thanks to Dan back there for running the whole show.
One of our biggest problems today is that we are afraid to have others challenge our mindset, and therefore we avoid topics that could lead to challenging conversations. At a young age, we're told not to talk about anything that is remotely divisive. But without having challenging conversations, how do you know that what you're saying is your truth and not just something you were raised to believe? Having conversations is how we learn. It's important to be able to see the other sides of things in order to form an opinion and choose what's best for you. Let's say you were raised to shower with all your clothes on. You can go through life thinking that is the best way to get clean, and if you never meet anyone brave enough to talk about hygiene, then you will never know that there is a better way. There's no reason to be afraid of differences. Limiting yourself to certain topics can render yourself unable to talk to friends, co-workers, or even family. To avoid challenging conversations is the same as to keep your mind trapped in a little box. Open your box. It's an American thing. AmericanThing.org.
In our first story, Ford Motor Company is directing some owners of the 2021 F-150 pickup, the nation's best-selling vehicle, not to drive their vehicles if the driver's side seatbelt fails a self-inspection test, U.S. vehicle safety regulators said on August 26. The automaker is recalling 16,430 F-150s in the U.S. manufactured with the Super Cab body style. The front seat belt webbing on these vehicles may be incorrectly routed and therefore may not adequately restrain an occupant in a crash, according to NHTSA. The affected vehicles were manufactured between January 2nd and May 27th. Ford's regular cab and crew cab body styles use a different seat belt assembly and are not part of the recall, NHTSA said. Ford, as of August 23rd, is not aware of any reports or an accident or injury related to this condition. Vehicle owners will be notified starting September 27th. The notification will include instructions on how to check the seat belts for improper assembly on both the driver and passenger sides of the vehicle. Dealers will also inspect the seat belts to verify they are routed correctly through the anchor's metal eyelet and anchored to the pretensioner assembly, according to NHTSA. If the inspection fails, the dealer will replace the affected parts. And in our next story, Google affiliate Waymo will offer rides in its autonomous vehicles to select passengers in San Francisco, marking its second launch of a taxi service and a hint of the company's commercial ambitions. Waymo began ferrying passengers last fall in suburban Phoenix in driverless cars, a landmark achievement for technology that's long been hyped in Silicon Valley and Detroit. The company has said that it provides tens of thousands of rides there. Unlike in Arizona, however, Waymo riders in San Francisco will have a safety driver behind the wheel, according to a company spokeswoman. San Francisco's hilly, dense streets are notoriously difficult for autonomous cars. Waymo has been running its vehicles around the city since 2019 without passengers to map and learn routes and traffic situations. In San Francisco, a select group called Trusted Testers can sign up with Waymo's app and to take rides in its electric Jaguar crossovers. The company said passenger rides will be free for a selected amount of time. The safety drivers will be vaccinated and riders will be required to wear a mask. San Francisco is one of the largest ride-hailing markets in the U.S. and home to the two biggest players, Uber Technology and Lyft Incorporated. Self-driving company Cruise, which also has been mapping the city's streets, received a regulatory approval this summer to offer rides in the area. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and we'll be right back.
There's a hidden problem going on right now in our community. This past year has created tremendous financial stress on families. Many are having to make sacrifices they've never had to face before. Some are even going hungry. But there's also something amazing going on behind the scenes. Samaritan House, the Manna Food Pantry, Capex Kitchen, the Oxford Orion Fish Food Pantry, just to name a few. All of these organizations are powered by an army of volunteers, people who give of their time and their money and other resources so that their neighbors, our area families, don't go hungry. And Four County Community Foundation has been there, behind the scenes, granting these organizations money for equipment and supplies to make this happen for many years. But we realize there's more need than ever before. So today, we're announcing a new fund, Feeding Families Forever. This fund is designed to create an everlasting endowment so that organizations in our community have the resources they need to keep doing their incredible work. One hungry mouth, one meal at a time. Now we're asking for your help. If you're ready to step up and help support us and see that no one ever goes hungry in our area, just follow the link provided and let's feed families forever.
For food security.
For us.
For our community,
For County.
Four County Community Foundation. For us, for our community, Four County.
Welcome to OCTV Sports. Now that we have Oxford High School sports and events again on OCTV, we want everyone to remember our sports and are on every day, Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, on Saturday from 12:30 to 6:30, then again on Sunday 1:30 to 6:30. Then remember that if friends or families are not on our Spectrum or AT&T, can see the games on OCTV, Facebook, and YouTube around the world. By the way, there are no COVID-19 related restrictions planned for sporting events this year. Since June, there are no Michigan Health Department restrictions, or testings, gatherings, and Facebooks for any sports activity, both indoors and outdoors, bearing any new regulations or executive directives, families and staff members to make the personal choice of wearing a mask, school events. Now last week, our OCTV recorded the girls' swim versus Lake Orion. The Dragons beat our girls, and last Friday, our Wildcats hosted the Robian Bulldogs. The Cats had a tough time with the Bulldogs. We lost 33-13. However, our first Cats touchdown was done by our quarterback, Brady Carpenter. The second touchdown was done by Mitchell Vivano. Both the swim, and the football games now on OCTV. And well, that's all the time for this week. So look us for again on OCTV Sports.
Come on, move. Of course, there aren't any spots. A few minutes won't hurt anybody. Thanks, Grandma.
Paralyzed Veterans of America works tirelessly every day to create a more accessible America. Let's leave the accessible spaces to the people who actually need them. Whatever the reason, excuses don't excuse. Join PVA and be part of the solution. Honor the spot.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. Rattlesnakes use sudden high-speed rattling to fool humans and probably also animals into believing they are closer to the venomous vipers than they really are. Like warning beeps in cars that get faster as drivers back up towards objects, rattlesnakes start their warning rattle at a slow, gradually increasing pace and then suddenly switch to a constant high-frequency rattle. This gives the impression that contact is imminent, but in reality, the snakes could still be a full meter away, says Boris Shagno at the University of Graz in Austria. This auditory illusion works as a smart signal, providing a safety margin that probably protects the snake from getting stepped on or wasting valuable venom, he says. As you approach the snake, he's telling you you're getting closer. You're getting closer, says Shagno. And then suddenly he says, okay, now you're way too close, even though you're still a meter or so away. And that's the trick of the snake. While visiting rattlesnake terrariums at Technical University in Munich a few years ago, Shagno was intrigued to find out that the snakes changed their rattling speed as he approached and backed away. He collaborated with researchers in Munich to test 30 of their western diamondback rattlesnakes as they reacted to an approaching dummy human torso set on sliding rails and to a growing black circle made by light projections on a screen. In both tests, the teams found that the snake's rattling frequency would gradually speed up to about 40 rattles per second and then suddenly jump to an unchanging high-frequency rattle ranging from 60 to 100 rattles per second depending on the snake. The team then ran virtual reality tests on 11 people as they moved through a virtual grass field with different sounds. The researchers asked the participants to push a button when they believed they were within reach of the sound source and noted that the listeners were easily fooled by the sudden jump in rattle speed. They thought they were 1 meter away from the virtual snake when actually they were more like 4 meters away, says Shagno. The results suggest the snakes have evolved a remarkable ability to deceive humans and animals in their processing of auditory clues about distance. They're not trying to give fair warning to save us from being bitten, he says. They're advertising their presence to save themselves. Well, that's it for Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
If you had something that you were given, something you loved, something that others wanted so badly but were denied it, something that you used and relied on every single day. If you had something special, something beautiful, something powerful, if you had something absolutely essential to securing your health, happiness, and safety, if you treasured something so much that you were willing to die for that something, if you knew that others already had, and if someone had given you a document that protected that something, wouldn't you take the time to read it?